Hi there. Ready to have some fun? Okay. It's just a journal, but we can have some fun with it. It's called Time Is Not, The Disappearing Path. And I wrote it on February 21st, and it's the fourth one from that day, and the Mayan day was 10 transformer or death. It's called Time Is Not, The Disappearing Path. No sense trying to give a blow-by-blow of my life, of my life's spiritual experiences. That would be crazy. Besides, the whole entire life is spiritualizing now. So, I've got better things to do than to sit here keyboarding. I've put words like spiritual and spiritualizing into quotes, as they don't really convey my meaning here. And some won't be able to get this meaning, not having it in common in their own lives. Still, I will make the attempt to clarify. Once, I was on a path homeward to God. I called this my spiritual path. And I walked, jumped, skipped, climbed, and ran along for about 3 or 4 decades of this lifetime, ran along that path. And that was fine. That was an accurate description for that period. It's just no longer true or accurate, though, and it's a bit tough to explain. Time has lost pretty much all meaning for me now, all deeper meaning anyway. Like everyone else, I have clocks. I even look at them sometimes. No, really, the time concept or convention is the most useful tool in community, in sharing, in keeping one's job, making appointments, etc. I haven't quite gone mad yet, you know. What I'm meaning, though, is relating time to the deeper parts and aspects of life. Time, in its commonly used cultural sense, works and is applicable for the earlier part of this lifetime. That works. So, there we can agree. Where it gets a little shaky, though, is where I entered what I call the kingdom of heart. You know, I don't know just exactly when that happened, or if there was even a particular when, as opposed to some other when. I just know I'm there now, and have been for some time, perhaps about a year, as time is measured in 3D. There we lose, or I lose, the commonality with 3D. With the third dimension, however, as now discussions that include time just don't make sense for me. It's as if I've somehow entered some sort of time warp or something. And time has a whole new meaning, or no meaning at all in this new world. What do I mean? Good question. Let's see. I don't really know. I don't know if it's transferable this way. Just in case, though, do go down into the heart space and listen from there. Just place your attention in the middle of your chest. That'll do. That's how I got started with this. Okay, yes, time still exists, but it doesn't pose any limitations. Does that make sense? Time is actually quite simultaneous. It's all happening now. That removes all the limits. When living in 3D, we hold the belief that time is linear. It has a past, and a present, and a future. And they flow quite reliably in that order. Well, in this new space, that just isn't so. There we go. There's no truth in it at all. Time is not linear. It is just now. For instance, let's say you are one who understands life to include multiple incarnations, many lifetimes, during which time the soul is hopefully progressing along its spiritual path. That's a typical enough understanding, but even if you don't hold it, if you don't believe that, you can still make some use of this analogy. Okay, so let's say there are many lives. You've had many lives, right? The belief would be then that they are experienced sequentially, with progress being made, if it is made, in a linear fashion, past to future, right? Well, this just doesn't hold for me anymore. The way I see it, well, with time being just now, that means I'm living all of those lifetimes right now. See? Do you see how this removes the limits? This means that I can, with great ease, contact or connect with any time, any place, any lifetime right now. Ha! I've done this too. This understanding did by no means come to me mentally. It was through my own experience that I learned this. One of the first journals I recorded on YouTube is called Living a Native Life, and it takes you through what an experience like this might look like. Now, I'm sure other people have different experiences. I'm certainly not saying I'm an authority on anything here. I'm just doing my thing and sharing what I'm discovering. So please, don't draw any conclusions from this other than that. To close the loop with the spiritual path comment from the beginning, I am no longer on any kind of path, simply because a path is linear. It is something that is walked step by step. So it incorporates a past, a present, and a future. The whole picture just doesn't work for me anymore. Oh dear. Though I don't seem to have much of anything to replace it with. Concepts are of limited use anyway. They stick around long enough, in my experience, to become outdated, and then it's simply time to drop them. It's quite okay, though, at least in my book, to simply say, I don't know, when it comes to what replaces them. I don't know may even be my favorite phrase, because it represents an empty glass. Unless we present to Spirit the empty cup, then we send the message that we are full. Our cup is full. It means we think we know something. And in my experience anyway, Spirit does not generally intrude and enter in that case. Spirit respects that we think we know and leaves us to our own understanding. That is why you will frequently hear me touting the wisdom and blessing to be had in presenting the empty cup and in simply being willing to not know. It is not necessary or even possible to know everything anyway. For sure, though, to listen to some people, it's clear they don't know that. Bye-bye.